First of all, I welcome you on the behalf of the Unique Academy Pune. Myself, Bhushan Patil. I am teaching public administration since last 16 and 17 years. As you know, we have already taken one seminar, okay, and webinar. Now this is second webinar and seminar on optional subject. So till this date, you all know how to select optional subject, what are the criteria, many things you know. So here we are starting our batch from tomorrow. So first of all, about this batch is starting from tomorrow. Our timing will be 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. It's an evening batch, right? About optional subject also we'll discuss how actually this optional subject works, or what are the pro and cons of this optional subject. Like in last session also we discussed this about the syllabus detail part, that eventually we will discuss in the classroom. And I will request all of you, you just go through the syllabus, okay, and you will understand the overall structure of that subject or different aspects of this subject. So let's discuss about this public administration. So first of all, this name itself, this public administration. Okay, so why it is called public administration? Because administration is a common word. Various places we listen about this administration word, like private administration, okay, in hospital administration, in company administration, in suppose different academies, their own administration. So administration is at many places. So when it is other than government, then it's a private administration. And when it is of government, it is a public administration. So this subject is about nothing but overall government administration. Here this public word denotes government. So when we talk about the government administration, many things come in front of us. Like suppose district administration is there, Panchayat Raj institutions are there, like Gram Panchayat, Panchayat Samiti, Jilla Parishad, as you know. Then another thing, that is municipal corporation, municipality. Okay, so this administration we see in day-to-day life. So this administration in practice we witness every day. Okay, so as a practice it is not new. Okay, but as a subject it might be new for you, because in our regular curriculum we don't study this subject. But as you go through the syllabus, you will see that the practice we see in day-to-day life, that is just converted into theory. So public administration is divided in two parts, paper first and paper second. In paper first, there are overall theories related with public administration. Okay, like suppose a management. So management is common in private administration and public administration. Management theories are common in both the subjects, like management subject and public administration subject, because one is just private administration, another is just public administration. How you will manage people, how you will manage organization. So principles, theories, okay, will be same for at both the places. Like suppose when we set up an organization, so to set up that organization we have certain rules, okay, or the certain principle on the basis of which we set up that organization. So here that part is more or less similar. Okay, now in the syllabus itself we see which are the content points of public administration. Now this batch is for both papers, means for both means Marathi medium and English medium. So I will be bilingual at certain places, and here when we will take this subject, so we will take it bilingual, as well as I will take some extra lectures for a Marathi medium student. Okay, now let's see it. Let's see it. First of all, this strengths and weaknesses of subject. So every subject has its own strengths, every subject has its weaknesses. So you can see here strengths or main advantages of public administration. So here most important advantage of public administration is that it overlaps actually GS2 paper and GS4 paper. In GS2 paper, what is syllabus? That is 1 to 9 topic, they are related with Indian polity. Then 10 to 16 topic, they are related with governance. And 17 to 20 topics, they are related. Okay, they are related with the international relation. So this governance topic of paper 2 is nothing but topic of public administration. Okay, in the classroom also I would like to tell you that this session is going on the YouTube live also. Okay, YouTube live and the Zoom in the classroom, because it's a demo lecture. So here, of almost 50 to 60% of GS paper, GS2, that is Indian polity and governance, this overlaps with public administration. So this is a great advantage. I have seen that student whose optional subject is public administration, they get good marks in GS paper 2. Okay, and almost 50% of GS paper 4, that ethics and integrity paper, you see that syllabus of paper 4, GS paper 4, that also overlaps with the syllabus of public administration. Because what UPSC is analyzing, what UPSC is evaluating, UPSC is evaluating or analyzing our moral and ethical integrity as a civil servant. So first of all, you shall know what are the responsibilities of civil servant, what are the limitations of civil servant, what should be his or her attitude and aptitude as a civil servant. Okay, and the moral angle which is expected from civil servant, so that you will develop once you know that what is public administration. To resolve case studies, because 50% part of GS4, that is about the case studies. So those case studies also you can solve very well in paper 4 if public administration is your subject. Okay, and other things, other questions also you can answer very well. So great advantage of this paper public administration is in GS2 and GS4 paper. And third, another advantage I will like to tell you, त्यातले त्यात मराठी मीडियमचे विद्यार्थी असतील, आता बरेचसे ते एमपीएससी आणि युपीएससी दोघं कॉमन देत असतील, तर याच्यात पहिला महत्वाचा मुद्दा काय असणार आहे की पब्लिक ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेशन हा मराठी मीडियम मध्ये जास्त प्रसिद्ध असणार आहे. म्हणजे एमपीएससी ला खूप लोक हा सब्जेक्ट घेतील. आता ज्या वेळेस परीक्षा म्हणजे नवीन अभ्यासक्रम येईल त्यावेळेस तुम्ही बघालच. कारण काय, पब्लिक ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेशन आपण ज्यावेळेस युपीएससी मध्ये बघतो तर तो सिलेबस छोटा आहे, सिलेबस कमी आहे, परंतु जे क्वेश्चन जे येतात युपीएससी मध्ये, क्वेश्चन जे विचारले जातात ते डायनामिक विचारले जातात. त्यामुळे कसं असतं की तुम्हाला वाचल्यानंतर तुमच्या मनाने आन्सर जनरेट करायचं असतं, ते तो थोडा पार्ट विद्यार्थ्यांना डिफिकल्ट वाटतो. परंतु जर तुम्हाला ते क्वेश्चन समजायला लागलेत युपीएससीचे तर लिहिणं फार सोपं आहे. आता कॉन्ट्ररी एमपीएससी ला काय असणार आहे, तर एमपीएससी ला मुळात प्रश्न स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड येतात. मुळात सब्जेक्ट हा रिलेटिव्हली सोपा आहे, छोटा आहे. आणि एमपीएससी मध्ये, राज्यसेवेमध्ये, कारण की मी याच्या ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह एक्झामिनेशनच्या अगोदर ज्यावेळेस सब्जेक्टिव्ह एक्झामिनेशन राहायची एमपीएससीची त्यावेळेस सुद्धा पब्लिक ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेशन हा शिकवायचो. तर पब्लिक ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेशन जो असेल तर तिथे सुद्धा हा सब्जेक्टिव्ह असणार आहे आणि तुलनेने हा स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड असणार आहे. त्यामुळे तिथे हा सोपा असणार आहे, तिथे हा फार काही डिफिकल्ट नसणार आहे. ओके, तर त्यामुळे एमपीएससी ला सुद्धा खूप प्रसिद्ध असा सब्जेक्ट असणार आहे. तर एमपीएससी ला तुम्हाला तिथे हा सब्जेक्ट घेतल्यानंतर ऍडव्हान्टेज असणार. तर हे दोन महत्वाच्या गोष्टी होत आहेत की जे तुम्हाला मार्क्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्ह्यू त्या सब्जेक्ट मध्ये फायदेशीर असतील. नंतर स्टडी पॉइंट ऑफ व्ह्यू स्ट्रेंथ, म्हणजे अभ्यासाच्या दृष्टिकोनातून फायदे काय काय आहेत. तर तुम्ही बघा युपीएससीचे सब्जेक्ट जे असतात तर ते दोन गटामध्ये जनरली डिव्हाइड केलेले असतात. म्हणजे काही सब्जेक्ट छोटे आहेत आणि काही सब्जेक्ट लेंदी आहेत, शॉर्ट सब्जेक्ट अँड लेंदी सब्जेक्ट. बट युपीएससी ब्रिंग्स ऑल दीज सब्जेक्ट्स ॲट वन पार. मीन्स when subjects are very lengthy, then generally question comes straight forward because syllabus is very lengthy. To complete syllabus, that itself is a great task in those subjects. But in subjects like public administration, which are relatively shorter, it takes very less time to prepare, but question comes dynamic. Okay, so here if you have an ability to think, if you have an ability to generate answer, then in less time you can prepare public administration. And because of its short strength, you can give your more time for other GS subjects also. And in GS also, this subject is helping you, GS2 and GS4. So relatively short subject compared to other subjects. That's why in classes also, generally 4 to 4.5 months are more than sufficient to complete the syllabus of public administration. It will not require more time, right? When you will prepare on your own, after classes, you can easily revise it in 1 month. Because after prelim examination, you get very less time. And lengthy subject, generally, they take more time for revision and retention. Here, retention also required less. Because question comes in the exam, they are not bookish question. They are more practical and dynamic question. Even right now also, some questions you can solve even though you don't know anything about public administration. Okay, so here, relatively short subject. Second point, you will see here, it is easy to understand. Okay, why it is easy to understand? Because you will see, you can relate it with day-to-day administration, right? In day-to-day administration, government administration, you can relate it. Because suppose budget is coming. Okay, now government will announce its budget. Okay, so this budget announcement is a financial administration. Means how government is spending, how government is raising its revenue. Then in spending also, that capital expenditure, revenue expenditure. So in capital expenditure, on which front government is spending money, means what is development administration. Because on development, government will spend money. Then it is audited by auditor. What are responsibilities of auditor? From which perspective auditor audits those government expenditure. So this part is nothing but financial administration. Like suppose UPSC recruitment. Government is recruiting its employee through UPSC. Okay, civil servant recruitment. So we have a personnel administration. It means how recruitment should be. Okay, then what shall be policies of promotion, right? Then training. When we give training to employees, what type of training is needed? How we are changing in the external world, and accordingly how we need to change the training pattern of civil servants. Okay, what is the present pattern of ट्रेनिंग ऑफ सिव्हिल सर्वंट. तर ह्या ज्या गोष्टी असतात ना, तर ह्या डे टू डे ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेशनशी रिलेटेड असतात. जसं आपण म्हणूयात की कम्प्युटरायझेशन, ई गव्हर्नन्स. आता जसजसं कम्प्युटरायझेशन, संगणकीकरण होतंय, तसतसं काय होतंय की आपल्याला सिव्हिल सर्वंट सुद्धा पेपरलेस होत चालले. ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेशन इज बिकमिंग पेपरलेस, and in paperless administration you see that this government civil servant shall be well in computer handling or in operating computers or different softwares, right? So in this way we can see or we can relate this subject with day-to-day administration, and it is easy to understand. Next point, few books are needed to study it. That's why sufficient it's a shorter subject, and books are also available less. Available means they are sufficient. Many books are there. Okay, I have read almost all books which are available on this subject. But only 3 to 4 books are there which are required to study public administration. That is also in paper first. In paper second, hardly 2 books are required. Okay, the same books you read again and again. In paper second, you relate it with some current event part, and you can prepare it. So here, when you are reading same book again and again, your retention capability is increases, or that probability also increases, because repeatedly you are reading the same thing. You can easily manage the subject, and study material is sufficiently available. There is no dearth of study material for this subject. त्याच्यामध्ये जसं बेसिक स्टडी मटेरियल आणि ऍडव्हान्स स्टडी मटेरियल असतं. बेसिक मध्ये जे लक्ष्मीकांतांचं जे पुस्तक आहे पब्लिक ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेशनचं, दॅट यू कॅन रीड पब्लिक ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेशन बाय अवस्थी and माहेश्वरी, राईट? So you can also read Fadia and Fadia. And for advanced reading, you can go on Mohit Bhattacharya. Okay, Mohit Bhattacharya's book you can read for advanced reading. Okay, there are 2-3 books of Mohit Bhattacharya. When I will start it, I will tell you name of those books also. Right now, you don't purchase Mohit Bhattacharya's book, because when you purchase, you start to reading it. Okay, and you think that it's very difficult. So this Mohit Bhattacharya's book is really difficult, means initially, but it's a commentary. Those are the comments on overall public administration, and question comes on that part. So to understand that book, we must study the basic books, these 2-3 books. Okay, after that you will understand that subject. Then fourth topic, now who can opt this subject? I always give example of MBA. Who can go for MBA? Anyone, right? Students from arts, commerce, science, engineering, pharmacy, okay, medical background, from any background you can go and study management. Okay, student give CAT examination or CET in Maharashtra and they take admission in MBA, okay, Master in Business Administration. So that is a business administration, it is just public administration. Okay, means that is for a private administration, here it is for a public administration. Means administration courses are there, but they are for the private administration, not for the government administration. This subject is related with the government administration. Here anyone from any background can opt it, because in MBA also all students from all background can go for MBA that degree or MBA post graduation. So similarly here you can be from any field and you can opt this subject. This background is not needed. Generally when we see that when you opt particular subject, some people say we should have scientific that background, for other subject you should have arts background. असं काहीतरी एक कॅटेगरायझेशन काही लोक करतात, ते काही फारसं योग्य नाहीये, बट असं कॅटेगरायझेशन जरी आपण करायचं म्हटलं तर या सब्जेक्टला मीन्स यू कॅन बी फ्रॉम एनी बॅकग्राउंड अँड यू कॅन ऑप्ट इट. देन अबाउट द पेपर सेकंड, you see here paper second is Indian administration, which we already know, that is partially. If you see Delhi government administration with open eyes, when you will see syllabus of Indian administration, you will see union government, state government. Already we know council of ministers, prime minister, president of India, those controversies and similar controversies are there in the state administration. Governor versus CM or governor versus council of minister. So that was happening in Maharashtra itself when previous governor was there. Okay, governor before the present governor. So there were some conflicts between the government and governor. Similarly nowadays it is going on in West Bengal. Okay, so here in some states where actually where there is a government of political party which is in opposition in center, so there these conflicts are happening. So these conflicts are asked in this syllabus. So Union government, state government, similar structure, council of minister and the president, council of minister and governor, that is non-part for us. त्यातलं आपल्याला असं काही माहित नाही, अशातला भाग नाहीये. फक्त आपल्याला इथे काय करायचंय की we will analyze it from analysis point of view, we will say it. Then district administration. In district administration also we know Jilla Parishad administration is there and district collector is there. Everyone knows district collector because that is this picture in front of us. Okay, we imagine ourselves in that position, district collector position or superintendent of police position. So that is in paper second, district administration. What are the responsibilities of district collector? How those responsibilities are changing? How district administration shall change to cater the need of present day? म्हणजे आजकाल तशा गोष्टी बदलत चाललेल्या आहेत. मग तिथे कशा पद्धतीने कलेक्टरच्या रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बदलत आहेत. Then you can see the Panchayat Raj institution, Gram Panchayat, Panchayat Samiti, Jilla Parishad. What is their role in development administration? What are the limitations of this PRI institution? Despite being given constitutional status, why they are not fulfilling our expectation? Despite being almost 30 years, okay, so almost 30 years has passed. Even then, these institutions, Miss PRI, okay, Panchayat Raj institution, they are not working at the level of our expectations. मग असं नेमकं काय घडतंय तर ते आपल्याला याच्यामध्ये अभ्यासायचं आहे. नंतर आपण आता काही प्रश्न कसे येतात, जसं आता म्युन्सिपल कॉर्पोरेशन असेल, तर म्युन्सिपल कॉर्पोरेशनचे जे कामं असतील, आपण ज्या वेळेस म्हणजे जुन्या काळात म्हणजे 15-1 वर्षापूर्वी, जुन्या म्हणत नाही फारसं मी, 15-20 वर्षापूर्वी ज्या वेळेस आपण ही न्यूज बघायचो, ते जनरली आपण काय बघायचो की एखादी जुनी इमारत मुंबईत कोसळली, ओके, मुंबईत हे झालं, म्हणजे पावसाळ्यामध्ये जे डिझास्टर यायचे ते मुंबईत आपण जनरली बघायचो. आता काय झालेलं आहे की आता असे डिझास्टर बऱ्याचशा मोठ्या सिटीमध्ये व्हायला लागलेले आहेत. कारण जे शहर आहे, शहरांचे आकार वाढलेत, ते कॉन्क्रिटीकरण वाढलं, इमारती वाढल्यात, त्यामुळे जे पावसाळ्यात पाणी येतं ते रन ऑफ व्हायला आता सफिशियंट, म्हणजे जे सिवेज होत आहेत, तर ते आता सफिशियंट नाहीये. मग हे अर्बन फ्लड्स, डिझास्टर मॅनेजमेंट इन सिटीज, how actually municipal corporation is developing its strengths to handle these capabilities or to handle these problems which are coming in urban areas. So these questions are coming nowadays. Okay. तर नंतर पुन्हा तुम्ही बघा, आजकाल सपोज पीएमआरडी असेल, ओके, म्हणजे हे जे डेव्हलपमेंट ऑथॉरिटी असते मोठ्या शहरांमध्ये, म्हणजे ते पुण्याला आहे, मुंबईला आहे, नागपूरला आहेत, एमएमआरडी इन मुंबई, पीएमआरडी इन पुणे.
Sir, you are not audible. एक्सक्यूज मी सर। सर आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है। 10 मिनट सर। नॉट ऑडिबल। नो सर।
Okay, am I audible right now?
यस यस।
Okay. काय केलं होतं सूरज? माईक चेंज केला होतास का? Okay. Now you can see here, this subject is scoring like other subjects. Means if uh, you can understand question, then 50% score you can easily get here. But like other subjects, to go beyond 270, 280, it requires special efforts. It requires precise understanding of administration. It requires reading some one or two difficult books. Because if question comes on that part, very few students can write it. Okay. It is said for other subjects that you can get 300 plus, 300 plus, 300 plus. तर जितक्या सहजपणे हे लोक म्हणतात, so easily people claim about the 300. So it's not easy. Okay, it has become fashion now to say, to claim that get 300 to get admission in IIT, to get admission in top medical schools. So thousands of students are giving examination. So how it is possible to get all students to get admission in IITs or in medical schools? Same as in UPSC or same as in optional subject. So to claim it is very easy. तर ते the tactics असते to selling subject or to selling your classes everywhere. But I'm telling you, in any subject, it is not easy to get 300. It's difficult. That probability is same in all subjects, except technical subject. There it is extremely difficult. Like maths, physics, chemistry, there it is extremely difficult. Okay. तर 260, 270, 275 हा एक ऑन एन ॲव्हरेज स्कोर असतो आणि त्याच्यावरती जाण्याकरता तुम्हाला आणखी एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट्स लागतात. ते प्रत्येक सब्जेक्टसाठी लागतात. परंतु इथे 250, 260 पर्यंत पोहोचणं हे इझी आहे. त्याच्यावरच्या मग 15-20 मार्क्स साठी तुम्हाला आणखी एक रायटिंग स्किल, यू शुड हॅव अ रायटिंग स्किल. Okay, means you should write a specific points, relevant points. If you're writing those relevant points, then it is possible to get marks like 270, 280 or 290. And exceptionally means above 300. Like the other subjects also, exceptionally some student only they go means beyond 300. So same is in this subject. So this subject is scoring like other subject. Since last few years, students are taking this subject less because of impact of the disaster happened in 2012, 13, 14, 15 in 3-4 years, because the subject was very famous. That's why UPSC was unfair with these subjects, and geography, even psychology was very famous. Nowadays, very few students take psychology. Okay, so this is the case. But now it is at par. So don't go behind those rumors. Then if you have an ability to generate answer, again and again, I am telling you the same point. Ability to generate answer on the basis of conceptual clarity, then you can handle the dynamic part of this subject. You can handle the type of question which are asked in this subject. So here this answer generation ability we develop how? On the basis of brainstorming. In my class, I focus on discussion. After teaching that topic, when we all learn that topic, so we discuss it. I relate it with the questions. I ask to decipher that question to student, means decode that question. And decoding that question, which concept we can apply to that particular point, that we will discuss in the classroom. And if you are participating in the discussion in the classroom, definitely it will help you to develop your answer generation ability. It's a brainstorming. In public administration, I always say only 60%, if suppose 100 unit you are studying, then 60 unit you study it, read it, and 40 unit you just do brainstorming. म्हणजे विचार करायचा, पॉइंट फॉर्म मध्ये नोट्स काढण्याचा प्रयत्न करायचा. तर ते हे इथे तुम्हाला खूप मदत करणार आहे. ओके, सो युअर आन्सर जनरेशन ॲबिलिटी is important here. So this is a strength of student, or this strength is needed. Then less reading and more thinking. Second point is written here same, but from different perspective. As I told you, here almost 40% time you need for thinking, brainstorming. Okay, it is just not reading, because what happens? What is our regular strategy? We go in study room, take a book and read it. That is our study. But in Marathi, when we see वाचन, चिंतन आणि मनन, तर चिंतनाचा जो भाग असतो, म्हणजे analysis, to think of that topic from different perspective. So that you shall see here. So we need here less reading and more thinking is required to write answer for this subject. So thinking is a prerequisite for this subject. If it is your strength, then definitely this subject is yours. But if you think that you like subject just to read it and mug up the facts and to write in the answer, then you will feel difficulty here. But such subjects are very lengthy. When we see the subjects where relatively less dynamic questions are asked, they are very lengthy. म्हणजे असे सब्जेक्ट कधी कधी तुम्हाला प्रिपेअर करणंच नाकी नव्हे येतं, तुम्हाला वेळच नाही पुरत. हे डिपेंड. पण ह्या सब्जेक्टला कुठल्या टाईपचं आपल्याला एक स्किल सेट हवे, which type of personality is needed here, that I am telling you here. Bapat second paper and GS, that paper 50% paper, those questions are more or less similar. When you study GS paper 2, okay, and our public administration paper 2, you will see those questions are more or less similar. In GS, that perspective is general perspective, not very theoretical perspective. But in public administration paper second, we try to bring some thinkers also in paper 2. So perspective is more actually means theoretical or public administration point of view in public administration paper 2. So here that also helps you in exam, means Bapat paper 2 and GS paper 2. Before exam, if you have a less time, you can revise it better way or in less time. कारण काय होतं की एक्झामच्या अगोदर आपल्याला एक मराठीत म्हण आहे की रात्र थोडी सोंगे फार, म्हणजे रात्र आपल्याकडे कमी असते, बरेचसे नाटकं बरेचसे प्रयोग करायचे असतात, सोंग फार. तर तसं इथे आपलं होतं की वी हॅव अ लेस टाइम अँड व्हॉट वी डू, वी हॅव अ लॉट ऑफ मटेरियल टू रिवाइज. GS material, optional material, okay, all GS4. And suppose some topics in GS also, they are lengthy, like suppose ecology topic. Then even your paper 3, that is more factual, GS paper 3, there you need to read more, right? Or suppose the history part, in history also you need to read more. Here, that time you can give there, because in less time you can revise this optional subject. But in some optional subject, you see, they required more time. Now, career point of view strength, खरं तर हे काही इतकं महत्वाचं नाही. I don't give importance to these points, but even then we'll see it. So it is useful for your whole life after you become civil servant. But you choose subject which will make you civil servant. That's why this point is less important. फक्त आता काहीतरी ते स्ट्रेंथ लिहायचे म्हणून ते काहीतरी लिहिलेले. बट आय माय सेल्फ नलिफाय इट. Become civil servant, you will understand everything. Okay, if you think you can become civil servant by taking another optional subject, you opt it. If you think you can become civil servant by opting this subject, public administration, you opt this. Okay, you will understand some management techniques which are applicable in various fields of life, including government. This is really actually good. I love this point, because management in life, everywhere there are management. We manage our house, manage our home, we manage our relation, we manage tasks. Like suppose one theory is there, conflict resolution theory, given by Mary Parker Follett. Mary Parker Follett is a thinker in public administration. She has given one theory of conflict resolution. She said conflicts are natural, don't avoid it. Suppose me and you, we have some conflict, then how we can resolve it? Either there can be domination, I will dominate you, or you can dominate me on the basis of our strengths. So that will resolve conflict. But who got dominated will try to take a revenge in future. कि अपना भी time आएगा, असं म्हणतात ना मूवी मध्ये. So that way it will happen. So permanently it will not resolve that conflict. Second way to resolve conflict is compromise. जसं भांडणांमध्ये, गँग्स मध्ये आपण मूवी मध्ये बघतो, कॉम्प्रोमाइज करतात. पण कॉम्प्रोमाइज मध्ये सुद्धा काय होतं की यू हॅव सरेंडर समथिंग, you have compromised something. The same happens whenever you get an opportunity, you try to take those compromise points, and those conflicts are not resolved permanently. But third way she suggests, that is an integration. Means my views, my demands, your demands, we will integrate it. We will find a solution which will satisfy both the parties. To this, she calls conflict resolution by integration. So this theory you can use in your day-to-day life. Means in your friends, with your spouse, in family members, in relatives, in office. Okay, at many places you can use it. Same is, suppose one thinker is there, Herbert Simon. Herbert Simon has given a decision-making theory. He gives how we can take decision. He gives actually rationality of decision-making. But ultimately, this rationality is not possible in decision-making. The rationality is bounded by a certain factor. And he gives theory of bounded rationality, okay, of decision-making. So bounded rational decision making, it's really good concept. And you understand in life. See, in life, every day you take decision. Suppose today there is a lot of rain outside. Okay. So some student will prefer to actually listen it on YouTube, or some will prefer to come in the classroom. So this is your decision. How you take decision, how human being take decision. So he has given points how we take decision and how we shall improve on our rationality. कारण कोणालाही irrational, illogical decision घ्यायचा असतो का? नसतो. We actually aim to take a rational decision, but we have a limitations. Different limitations are there. Time limitation, money limitation, okay, or other, suppose our own intelligence, that is a that is a limitation. Environment, external, those limitations, many limitations are there. This bounded rationality theory of Simon, that is also really nice, that you can use in your day-to-day life. Okay, so it will help you to take decisions. So from that perspective also, it is good. Now caution. जे मी आतापर्यंत बोललोय ते पुन्हा इथे सांगतोय की इथे कॉशन काय हा सब्जेक्ट घेत असताना. Okay, what some cautions are needed, like you will not understand PYQs, okay, previous year questions. You will not understand these PYQs without understanding of the subject, because of the dynamic nature of the questions. So don't take decision by reading previous year questions. PYQs. तर ती चूक नाही करायची. जनरल स्टुडंट काय करतात, PYQ बघतात आणि म्हणतात की PYQ समजायला डिफिकल्ट आहेत, दॅट्स व्हाय आय विल नॉट टेक दिस सब्जेक्ट. Subject is simple, questions are slightly difficult. Why difficult? Because syllabus is simple. If you will make it very simple, then it will be injustice with other subjects. But once conceptual clarity is there, you have a applied mind, when you develop your ability to think and generate answer, then it becomes easier. Okay, so don't opt these subjects just on the basis of PYQs, because you will not understand PYQs, and you may take wrong decision that I am not understanding PYQ, that's why this subject is not for me. So that is a wrong impression. Okay, तर PYQ वरनं सब्जेक्ट हा सिलेक्ट करण्याच्या फंदात पडू नका. सिलेबस बघा, पुस्तक बघा. Then without understanding subject, it is difficult to understand PubAd question. So don't use this criteria for this subject. Only this is, you can say, the caution. Okay, you just see it आणि तुमचा सब्जेक्ट जर घ्यायचा असेल, that you can decide. Now syllabus, I will just briefly introduce you this syllabus. As I told you, it is about the administration. Okay, so here in administration, this is an organization, right? In public administration or management, this triangle, this symbol of organization, it is called hierarchy. All these concepts we study, but right now understand that this triangle is nothing but organization. Means here there are employees. So these different levels are here, and here there are different employees are here. Okay, and at the top level, a boss, CEO. Okay, leader. You see syllabus. So first of all, in first unit, name itself is introduction, and there we will see evolution of public administration. Means how public administration evolve. Okay, means this subject is actually latest subject. This is not very old subject. Okay, this is latest subject. Means in 1885, one essay was written by Woodrow Wilson, and from that point we consider that public administration has been or is being evolved or in the evolution stage. So it has a history of just 135 years or 140 years. त्यामुळे याच्यामध्ये असं कंटेंट फार नाहीये, परंतु इव्होल्युशन कसं झालेलं आहे, हाऊ मॅनेजमेंट थेरीज चेंज, and what is the present day administration. Like suppose good governance, e-governance, these are the present day ideas of administration. 30 years back, 50 years back, there were no words like good governance or e-governance. Computers नव्हते तर e-governance आलं कुठलं ना. Or the accountable governance. तुम्ही आता बघा की सर्व्हिस ओरिएंटेड गव्हर्नमेंट हा कन्सेप्ट जास्त यायला लागलेला. अकाउंटेबिलिटी, राईट टू सर्व्हिस ऍक्ट, इट इज कमिंग, राईट टू इन्फॉर्मेशन ऍक्ट, दॅट केम. आधी हे ऍक्ट नव्हते. म्हणजे आता जे काय सरकार करते ते आपल्याला माहित असलं पाहिजे. तर ही जी अकाउंटेबिलिटी आहे, सो दॅट पार्ट इज कमिंग इन ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. हिअर सिन्स 1880s to present day, how this subject evolved, that we will study in introduction unit. Then unit 2 and unit 3, they are nothing but part of the same thing. Like suppose administrative thought. In administrative thought, there are certain theories like classical theories. Means when we set up this organization, what shall be the principles? Like hierarchy is principle. Span of control means how many person one leader can handle, that is a span of control principle. Okay, centralization, decentralization, okay, speed corps, coordination, there are different principles of management. So these are the classical theories, classical concepts, so that we will study in administrative thought. Then came human being, right? human being. Without human being or without consideration of human being, there is no meaning to organization. Then there is a human relation movement, how human plays important role in organization, and how we shall consider human being as a human being if you want to improve the efficiency of an organization. So there are certain thinkers, their thoughts we study in administrative thought. खरं तर ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव्ह थॉट काही फारसे डिफिकल्ट नाहीये, पण आपण काय करतो, वी मेक देम मोर डिफिकल्ट. वाय? बिकॉज वी रीड इट फ्रॉम डिफिकल्ट बुक अननेसेसरीली. मुळात आपल्याला एक्झाम मध्ये काय विचारतात, देअर ऍप्लिकेशन. वी मस्ट नो कोर कन्सेप्ट ऑफ दॅट थिंकर and application of that thinker. As I gave you example of Mary Parker Follett, I gave you example of Simon. We must know their application in real life administration. आपल्या त्यातला डिटेल जो पार्ट आहे खरं तर इतका तो महत्वाचा नसतो. तुम्ही वाटल्यास PYQ बघा, ते डिटेल ते नाही विचारत. हाऊ सायमन इज रिलेव्हंट, हाऊ फॉलेट इज रिलेव्हंट, हाऊ फॉलेट वॉज ऍक्च्युली or could foresee the future, sort of question come in the examination. And administrative behavior is nothing but extension of administrative thought. Thinkers are there, but behavioralism part is there. Behavioralism is what? In our behavior there are certain aspects like leadership. Leaders behave differently. They have different type of personalities. So which leaders are successful, which are not successful? Some leaders may be successful in one situation, but may not be successful in another situation. Means leadership will vary from situation to situation. Leadership will vary from behavior to behavior. There are different leadership theories are there. Different motivation theories are there, because in organization at the top level will motivate his or her employees. Right? Suppose you become district collector, you will motivate your employees, subordinates. When you are motivating them, you should have a certain basis. You should know certain theories which work in real life. म्हणजे ही प्रेरणा जी असते, मोटिवेशन जे असतं, ते कशा कशावर अवलंबून असतं. हाऊ वी कॅन मोटिवेट पीपल. ओके, certain theories are there, like Maslow's theory is there. Okay, Husbach theory is there, McGregor theory is there. So these theories of motivation we will study here. Moral is there, niti dharya manobal, how moral goes up or goes down, which are the points, why moral is necessary in organization. These things we will study here in administrative behavior unit. Decision making already we talk about this. Then this unit 4, there are different type of organization, like a classical organization, fluid organization, matrix organization. Okay, then public sector organization. Actually in this unit almost one or two question is asked only, because exam point of view relatively less important and very easy, small. One topic is there, system theory and contingency theory, that I consider part of administrative thought itself. त्यामुळे हे युनिट इतकं फारसं महत्वाचं नाही. तर हाच आपला फक्त जो पार्ट आहे 2, 3 and 4, that is more or less similar in management and in public administration, because same thinkers are there in management studies also. If you do MBA, same thinkers you will study there, but in MBA the difficulty level is very less. Okay, this is UPSC. Now accountability and control. Now we require accountability and control. Why? Because ultimately we as a citizen, we are paying to government. We pay taxes, right? We pay direct taxes, indirect taxes. Ultimately government is run on our own money. Everyone pays taxes. It is not only few people pay taxes. जसं तुम्ही बसचं तिकीट काढता, बसने जरी गेलं तरी बसच्या तिकिटामध्ये तो टोलचा काहीतरी अंश असतो, तर ते आपण टॅक्सेस पे केलेले असतात. तुम्ही साधं साबण विकत घ्यायला जा, टूथपेस्ट विकत घ्यायला जा, त्याच्यावर तुम्हाला टॅक्सेस असतात, जीएसटी असतात. तुम्ही इथे क्लास लावलेत, तो जीएसटी असतो. ओके, जरी तुम्ही पर्सनल इन्कम टॅक्स भरत नसाल, तुम्ही त्या कॅटेगरी स्लॉट मध्ये येत नसाल तर हे सर्व टॅक्सेस आपण प्रत्येक जण गरीबातला गरीब व्यक्ती पे करतो. कारण गरीबातला गरीब व्यक्ती जो असेल तो काहीतरी तो वस्तू विकत आणतो. तो वस्तू विकत आणतो म्हणजे काय, ती व्यक्ती तो टॅक्स पे करत असतो. सरकार आपल्या पैशावर चालतं, त्यामुळे मग हे सरकार आपल्या प्रति उत्तरदायी असलं पाहिजे. गव्हर्नमेंट शॅल बी अकाउंटेबल टुवर्ड्स अस. Which are the mechanism available through which government will become accountable to us? So here these mechanisms are given, like through legislature. How through legislature government is accountable to us? We go to actually our representatives. Our representative ask question in the parliament. They ask question to ministers, and minister then take information from the administration and answer it in the parliament. Ultimately, through legislative mechanism, we ensure government's accountability, administration's accountability towards us. Same is about executive. Okay, so executive also ensure that bureaucrats are accountable towards people. Executive means political executive. Judicial control. Judiciary actually reprimands government. आता तुम्ही बघा नीटचे एक्झामचे जे चालू आहेत, कोर्टात केस चालू आहे, सुप्रीम कोर्ट सांगते, सुप्रीम कोर्ट म्हणतात की परीक्षा पुन्हा घ्यावी की नाही घ्यावी आम्हाला ठरवावं लागेल. की टू व्हॉट एक्सटेंड इट हॅज ऍक्च्युअली इम्पॅक्टेड, बिकॉज इट इज नॉट इझी टू टेक दॅट एक्झाम अगेन. And what about the people who seriously gave exam and got marks? What was their we can say fault? शेवटी काय होत आहेत की गव्हर्नमेंटला डिरेक्शन कोण देते, सरकार, सॉरी ज्युडिशरी देते. ज्युडिशरी जर वाटलं की पेपर फुटीचं म्हणजे तो प्रसार फार जास्त झालाय, म्हणजे एक्सटेंड इज मोर, देन इट इज पॉसिबल ज्युडिशरी मे आस्क गव्हर्नमेंट टू रिटेक दॅट एक्झामिनेशन. Here judiciary gives direction to government. Judicial activism is also there. So judicial activism also, judiciary gives direction to government. Then nowadays media is there, interest group, pressure group, civil society organization, NGOs. Through that actually government becomes accountable to us. आता काही झालं तर काय होतं की मीडियामध्ये सारखं येत असतं, न्यूजपेपरला, न्यूज मध्ये 24 तास उलट त्यात आजकाल न्यूज शोधतच असतात. त्यामुळे काय होतं की दे टेक केअर ऑफ इच अँड एव्हरीथिंग. गव्हर्नमेंटला माहित असतं, ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेटरला माहित असतं, जर हे मीडियात गेलं तर आय शॅल बी अकाउंटेबल टुवर्ड्स सिटीजन, आणि मग आपल्याला अडचणी येऊ शकतात. तर हे जे आहेत तर हे डिफरंट मेकॅनिझम्स आहेत, लेजिस्लेटिव्ह, एक्झिक्युटिव्ह, ज्युडिशरी अँड पीपल. Means directly through people, that means media, interest group or civil society organization, etc. So that government is accountable to us. So this fifth unit is related with this. Then you will see administrative law. This administrative law, this is slightly technical. Like we have a constitutional law, we have another statutes. See, we have different statutes related with, suppose CRPC, IPC is there now, their name are changed now, those laws are changed. Okay, then laws related with traffic, laws related with environmental pollution, different laws are there, different statutes are there. Similarly, there are statutes related with administration. Means those statutes decides the responsibility of administration towards citizen, our relationship with the means as a citizen, our relationship with the government, how it is ensured. So that part is here in administrative law. Means there is no law as such in this unit, but concept is there, and some concepts are there, like administrative tribunal is there or delegated legislation is there. Why we need administrative law? Administrative law means what, how it is evolving, sort of things we will discuss in unit 6. So unit 1 to 6, they belong to section A of paper first. Now you can see section B. Section B. Now section B, it is related with public administration completely. Like comparative and development administration, again, they are the same point. Or development administration is nothing but extension of comparative public administration. So this comparative part you will see in political sciences. And here also. Why we need comparison? Suppose we both are students, our parents or some teacher may compare us. Why to compare us? To find out that one student has a better quality and another is not having those qualities. So how another student can opt those qualities in general. But we compare things. Why? Because good things we can take from others. In comparative public administration, we compare administration of underdeveloped countries or developing countries. Like India is a developing country. Some African countries are underdeveloped countries. We will compare them with the developed countries administration, like US's administration, Germany, or this France, UK, their administration. And by comparison, we can find out which structures are working better there, whether it is possible to bring those structures in India, what type of administrative behavior is there, can we bring it in India. एक छोटा एक्झाम्पल तुम्हाला मी देईल. सिटीजन चार्टर तुम्ही शब्द ऐकलाय, सिटीजन चार्टर. आता सिटीजन चार्टर खरं तर हे युके मध्ये डेव्हलप झालेलं आहे टू एन्श्युअर द गव्हर्नमेंट और गव्हर्नमेंट सर्वंट्स अकाउंटेबिलिटी टुवर्ड्स द सिटीजन्स. ते तिकडे सक्सेसफुल झालं, ते आपल्याकडे आलं. इंडिपेंडंट रेग्युलेटरी ऑथॉरिटीज ती वेस्ट मध्ये फार आधीपासून आहेत, ते आपल्याकडे आलेले आहेत. म्हणजे आपल्याकडे सीसीआय असतं, सेबी असतं, म्हणजे ज्या इंडिपेंडंट रेग्युलेटरी ऑथॉरिटी आहेत. Similar authorities are there in USA. From there we adopted it. Means according to our own environment, we change those things also. In comparative administration, we'll study it. Some theories are also there. Some models are also there. On the basis of that, we can compare it. And we can bring the good practices from one country to another country's administration. That is your comparative public administration. But question arises, why to compare? Because we want to develop administration of developing countries. And that extension is in the unit 8, that is a development administration. And there are certain topics here like bureaucracy and development. What is the relationship? How bureaucrats helps in the development of particular country. What are the wrong points in the bureaucracy which restricts development? How to improvise it, how to bring changes or reforms in development administration or bureaucracy. Then in development, nowadays there is a controversy of state versus market debate. म्हणजे PSU पब्लिक सेक्टर अंडरटेकिंग असावेत का नसावेत. जसं आता प्रश्न येतात की SBI किंवा पंजाब नॅशनल बँक किंवा काहीतरी फ्रॉड होत असतात, काही ते कर्ज देतात, वसूल होत नाहीत, NPA जास्त होत आहेत, मग ह्या बँक सुद्धा प्रायव्हेटाईज करायच्यात का ICICI बँकेसारख्या, HDFC सारख्या. हा शेवटी क्वेश्चन मार्क. आता आपण काही खाजगीकरण केलंय, रस्ते जे असतात इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेव्हलपमेंट खाजगीकरण आहे. गव्हर्नमेंट आणि प्रायव्हेट सेक्टर दे आर वर्किंग टुगेदर थ्रू PPP mechanism, public private partnership mechanism. This is called state versus market debate. Means what should be the role of state in development, what should be the role of market in development. So it's a combination. It's a combination. So up to what extent it is correct or wrong, that we study here, that debate we study here. Then comes personnel administration. Because in every organization we need employees, personnel. So these personnel are here. Means in personnel administration, recruitment will be there, right? Classification of employee will be there, promotion is there, employer-employee relations will be there, training will be there. So these things we'll study in personnel administration. Then we need actually finance for any organization. Without finance, no organization can run. And we need budget, means money, their accounting, their auditing, how we raise money, how we actually prepare our budget, what are the different types of budget. Okay. Then how actually we maintain those accounts, auditing, what should be the perspective of auditor when auditor is accounting government audit. This point we'll study in a financial administration. Okay. Now you can see 10 and 11 number point. 10 number point, you might have just heard about this policy, Dhoran. Government prepares policy, right? Education policy is there, agriculture policy is there, labor policy is there. Different type of policies are there. Okay, GST related policies there. How these policies are formed? It is a purely governmental. Which factor influences when government forms particular policy? Like suppose reservation policy is there. External factors are more important. How they influence? Our import-export policy is there. When import-export policy is there, the influence or the our responsibility towards international organization like WTO, that plays important role. Some economic policy, when we decide in our country, we must take in account the directives given by different international organizations like IMF, World Bank. आपल्याला त्यांची गरज पडते, बरोबर. तर हे पॉलिसीमध्ये which models are there, which factors actually influences policy making, etc., that we'll study. And in 11th unit, that is a reforms, administrative reform, even though name given in the book is different. That is actually techniques of administrative improvement. It is nothing but administrative reform. Okay. Its name was administrative reform before actually changing some names in the syllabus and adding some topics. Some topics were added few years back, and UPSC changed name of this unit. But if that only heading is changed, content is similar, same. Only CPM part that is extra there. We need to change a government organization or any organization continuously. Why? Because external demand changes, right? Environment changes. Suppose these boards or the way I am teaching here, online, offline. I am at a time I am on 2-3 platforms. Offline is there, then on our that app is there, Zoom meeting is there, YouTube is there. And accordingly, we change our structure. Accordingly, we change our style of teaching also. This is reform. I'm teaching since time of those blackboard and chalk. I used to write on the board, blackboard with chalk. मग ते हात खराब व्हायचे, ते धूळ पडायची, नाकात जायचं, आणि तेव्हा जी सवय लागली त्याची नाकाची ती म्हणजे अनकॉन्शियस ऑर सबकॉन्शियस ते एक जास्त हॅबिट डेव्हलप झालेली आहे. तर त्यानंतर मग हे आपले प्रोजेक्टर वगैरे आलेत. आता प्रोजेक्टरचं हे काम राहिलं नाही. ही पिन जोडायची इथे, सरळ सरळ ते डिजिटल बोर्डवर दिसतं. आता प्रोजेक्टर सुद्धा आउटडेटेड झालेले आहेत. सिस्टीम्स आर चेंजिंग. आधी लाईट स्टुडंटकडे राहायचे, आता बोलणाऱ्याकडे असतात. सो दिस रिफॉर्म्स आर नीडेड इन गव्हर्नमेंट ऑल्सो. आधी कम्प्युटर्स नव्हते, आता कम्प्युटर्स आहेत. आधी अकाउंटेबिलिटीची इतकी डिमांड नव्हती, आता तिची डिमांड आहेत. मग हाऊ ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेशन नीड्स टू चेंज. किंवा सिव्हिल सर्वंटचे जे ट्रेनिंग असतं, नाउ दॅट इज चेंजिंग. सो दिस थिंग्स आर आस्क्ड अँड वी स्टडी दिस थिंग इन द ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव्ह रिफॉर्म युनिट. This all is about paper first, and when you will see paper second, it is nothing but replica of paper first. Like there, it was a evolution of public administration. It is here evolution of Indian administration. You can see here Kautilya, Mughal and British administration, etc. Then philosophical and constitutional framework of government within constitution, how our government works. Then union government, state government, I just told you. District administration, I told you. PSUs, I told you. These are the parts of our own administration. And section B, there are 14 topics in paper 2, 12 topics in paper 1. So 7, section A, section B. Personal administration is there in paper first. Civil services is here. Financial administration is there in paper first. Here it's a financial management in Indian administration is there. Same. Then administrative reforms theories are there. Here administrative reforms in India since independence is there. This its application. One topic, development administration is there. Here, development administration in Indian administration, development administration through Panchayat Raj institution, that is rural development and urban development, urban local development. These topics are there. Okay. One extra topic, that is the law and order administration, is police administration. Central, those police forces or central some organization, their role in maintaining law and order in India, public police relationship, all these things we study here, relatively less important, very easy. And different issues in Indian administration, like Lokpal, Lokayukta, that is issue in India. Regulatory agencies, that is issue in India. Okay, so some issues are there. So those issues we will study in this last unit. So paper second is relatively easy, very easy. It takes very less time. म्हणजे स्टडी मध्ये तुम्ही असं समजा की 65 to 70% स्टडी or almost 70% स्टडी there will be of paper first and 30% time you can prepare paper second. बऱ्याचदा म्हणतो की तुझा पेपर फर्स्ट जर चांगला झाला, पेपर टू आता जसं वाचून जरी झालं सर्व काही व्यवस्थित, तर एक्झामच्या वेळेस जर तुम्ही डायरेक्ट रिवाइज केला तरी चालतं पेपर टू. म्हणजे इतकं ते रिलेटिव्हली सोपं आहे. पेपर टू मध्ये काय असं काही फार विशेष नाहीये. इट व्हेरी इझी टू अंडरस्टँड. ओके, म्हणजे फक्त त्यातले क्वेश्चन आपल्याला सॉल्व्ह करायचे आहेत आणि पेपर वन पेपर टू कसं रिलेट करायचं ते शिकायचंय. तर इट विल बी ऍक्च्युअली अबाउट पेपर 1 and 2. This is a demo lecture. Means I am just telling you how this subject is, what are the strengths and weaknesses of this subject. Obviously, you will not understand this subject in 1, 2, or even 5 lectures. It takes time. In step-by-step manner, we will develop this subject. Okay, from tomorrow, we start our sessions and we start developing this subject. And I will assure you that in the month of, or at the end of the December, or in the first week of January, 101% we will complete this syllabus successfully. म्हणजे खूप चांगल्या पद्धतीनं आपला सिलेबस हा जानेवारीचा पहिला आठवडा किंवा डिसेंबर एंडिंग पर्यंत संपणार म्हणजे संपणार. आणि त्यानंतर यू कॅन स्टार्ट युअर प्रिपरेशन ऑफ प्रिलिम एक्झामिनेशन इफ यू आर गिव्हिंग दिस इयर्स प्रिलिम, दिस इयर्स एक्झाम मीन्स 2025 attempt if you are giving. In 4.5 months, you can easily prepare it. You write your answer for the subject. I will evaluate your answers. Okay. So, if you have any doubt, difficulty, you can ask me. First of all, online student, if you have any doubt, you can directly ask me. Then I will talk later on with the students who are sitting in the classroom. Any doubt? Poonam, Rishikesh? Clear? So I hope actually you have understood what is public administration, overall understanding you have developed. So let meet tomorrow. Timing will be 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Okay, that is the time of our optional subject. So we'll stop now. Thank you.